what does a perfect day in the life of George St-Pierre look like? So, like, if you were to go through a day that's very productive, but also one that makes you sit back and enjoy and say that was a good day, what's that look like? What are we talking about? When do you wake up? What do you eat? What do you do?
It changed over the years. When I was younger, I have a good day. It was like a good training session, or achieving good thing in my training. And that's why I was very good at it, because when I was obsessed. I think to be good at something, you need to become obsessed. And to me, performing in my training was everything. Like when I had a bad training session, I didn't tell my training partner. I was acting like because of my ego. I didn't tell nobody. I was like, hey. Then I go in the locker room. I'm like, fuck, man. Then I'm playing the training in my mind. I'm saying, okay, I should have done this, should have done, and it hunt me. It hunt me, man. It's a training, and it hunt me until the next training session when I can redeem myself. That's how it is. When we used to train in all together back in the day in Canada, we had David Loiseau, we had Patrick Côté, we had Dennis Kang, Steve Vigneault, Jonathan Goulet. There was all like the best guy in Canada that were training with each other. Before, we were training in different gyms, but once a week, I made it in a way that I contact everybody, that we all join force and we exchange ideas and we train with each other. So a friendly, I would say friendly competition. It was not malicious, but it was hard training, like not, our goal was to improve, but it wasn't very competitive. And when that day you used to get out of the training session with a bad performance, for me, he used to hunt me until the following week when I could give it back and perform better with the guy that I had the most trouble with. That's how it was. And that's how you get better, but it was not a training where it was, we were trying to do malicious thing to one another. You know what I mean? It need to be playful but competitive. That when I had a good training session, because the sparring was on a Friday, I had the best weekend in the world. I was going out with my friend, drinking and partying and have fun. That was my ideal day back in the day. Today has changed. My life has changed. Like I I am not the same person I used to be when I went on my knees and begged the UFC for a title shot. You know what I mean? I am. I'm wealthy. I'm healthy. Most importantly, that's the most important thing. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. As good as my career was, man, my private life, man, is a million times better, man. And people ask me sometimes. They always wonder. They try to ask me, and it's normal. It's a lot of people is curious, and the reporter. And in the sport of mixed martial art, we say we play basketball, we play soccer, but you don't play fighting. So when you expose your private life, we've seen that happen in the fight with sometimes Conor McGregor and Khabib. Your competitor knows that he cannot get to you, so what he will do, he will try to get to someone that you love. So me, I never expose my private life. I never post Instagram of my family, of my stuff. That's the reason why. Because I'm in a business of fighting. And people know that they cannot get to me. And I believe that because I was bullied when I was young, I didn't realize that when I was young, but it helps me deal with the mental warfare that I had to face later on in my life in mixed martial art, because it's a very egotistic sport, and there's a lot of intimidation. And I've been used to this thing when I was young, so it does not get to me. However, the good way to get to me, go try to get to someone I love. Now, man, I'm gonna go crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm aware of that. So in order to protect myself, I always, because I'm aware I'm a public person. So I try to always keep my surrounding like in the private.
Yeah, one of the ways that your friend of mine, Joe Rogan, has been an inspiration, that he's got like an incredible family, and he, for the most part, it's started to change recently. Actually, it's kind of interesting, but for the most part, throughout his life, he kept it pretty secret.
Mhm.
Doesn't talk about it in his He's a comedian. Comedians talk about everything. He doesn't really talk about it, and there's something to that. It like preserves the magic of the silence of the private life.
And I think it can affect the development of the kid if the kid grow up being, oh, he's the son of that guy instead of being his own person. You know what I mean? So for me, it's very important. Like my parents are older, it's fine, but it taught me a big lesson. When I'm with my friend at a dinner or anything, I talk with personal, we share a thing. But when I'm talking, I'm aware of the audience who I'm in front.
Yeah, and I mean, but oftentimes those people are just incredible. It kind of makes me sad that there's a lot of people that love you, right? And there are a lot of really incredible people, and you'll never get to really know their story.
That's
I
right.
mean, I don't know. For me, it makes me sad. You see them like at airports and stuff. People will tell me they listen to this podcast or something like that, and I could tell they're incredible people, and it makes me. It's like a little goodbye of a possible friend. I don't know. It makes me sad.
All right.
It makes me. It's lonely. It's almost like celebrity is a lonely thing. So the higher the celebrity, the more lonely you become in some kind of way. But of course, you have that little gem of a private life where you can.
Personally, I believe every relationship, I like, I don't like to use this term, but it's always a give and take relationship, you know? Like you can gain something and the person, like it could be something like not materialistic, like something like, oh, he's a good confident, like he's someone that they can give me good advice, or it's a word I would say like extensional. Like if a pilot as a co-pilot the co-pilot is extend as a extensional relationship with him, you know, so he knows if he gets sick or he faint, he's there to make sure, you know, he's there to help. And I think in every relation, it's about compatibility, but it's about extensionality, right? In a way that if that person is extensional, and sometimes we talk about love, you know, like sometimes I think is it a BS word or not? Because I myself sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, and when I do stupid thing, sometimes I love myself a lot, and sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? Because I'm angry at myself. I've done stupid thing. So that means sometimes love could be fluctuating. You know what I mean? How about in relationships? Sometimes people they say, oh, they love each other, but then when they divorce, they go, oh, I want the house and the dog and the kids stay with me, and you know what I mean? If you love, by definition, if you really love someone, and let's say you're an old man and you love a woman and she decides to leave you for a younger man, if you really love her, you're gonna help her pack and leave. But in our society, sometimes we want to hone something.
To me, love includes the missing somebody, the losing somebody, the anger at somebody. It's all the passion, feelings towards somebody. That's all love. Like it's all part of the thing. It's the ups and downs. It's the sad thing is when the feelings towards a person, the ups and downs go away. The forgetting.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of love. So the opposite of love isn't hate. To me, the opposite of love is forgetting, and that's a much bigger. That's like the depth of human connection. That's how I see love.
So sometimes I try to stay positive, and I've been asked how I try to, because I have the image of someone who's positive, but I go through my own demon as well sometimes. However, we talk about love. When I was young, you know, like I didn't love who I was at first. That's how I learned to kind of love myself. Like I didn't when I was going through bullying, I believe I was bullied because I didn't love myself. Because I project a very bad image of what I think of myself. I was a kid that lacked a lot of confidence. I was looking down when I was walking. I shrugged my shoulder. When someone was talking to me, I was avoiding eye contact. So I was a very easy target for the bullies. And I think bullies are like in predatory animal in nature. They will hunt the easier prey. They don't go. The lion don't go for the alpha bull. They go for the one who's old or who's sick, the weakest one. And bullies are the same in society, I believe. And I didn't like to be bullied, of course, but I didn't like the person that I was. But I found out through martial art the respect, and my coach was extraordinary to me. He taught me discipline and self strength, and I found out that I needed to, in order to love myself, I needed to change myself, because I didn't. When I looked at myself in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw, so I decided to become like someone that I would love. So I tried to look people straight up, and trying to showcase a more confident image that I had. And it was hard in the beginning because I didn't really believe in it, but I fake it until kind of I make it. So when I was walking at school, more and more I was learning how to become more confident, and I was like taking charge. When the teacher was asking question, I was, at first I was never answering. I was like this, waiting always to be the last. Then I was, hey, I know what the answer. This is the answer. I got out of my comfort zone, so to speak. And I wish I would tell you that I got out of bullying because a Hollywood story. I use martial art to beat up all the bullies. But it's not how it happened to me. It happened because I changed myself from the inside out. And I learned how to, because I didn't love myself in the beginning, I learned how to become like someone that I've loved. And even now, like, I'm by no means perfect. I do a lot of stupid thing, but I learn as a person. And even I do something stupid, I'm like, shoot, I did something stupid. I at least I can apologize to the person if I realize. And then I know that I'm not the person I was in the past. I'm the person that I am right now. So I can learn and become that image of the person that I love. So in a way, the reason why I'm trying to be positive, and I'm able to stay positive sometime in life, is because I'm always trying to be like that person that I love.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't look yourself in the mirror and don't love yourself, or don't see any positive future for yourself, how can you change your environment if you cannot change yourself? You know what I mean? You will never be happy if you're not happy when you look at yourself in the mirror. So change yourself first, then change your, it's not the environment that gonna change for yourself. It's you have to go from the inside out, This I learned through martial art. I had a coach who was incredible. He used to drill these ideas in my head, and give me confidence, like this, telling me all these beautiful things about myself. And how he's dead now, unfortunately. Peace to him. But he was incredible, incredible. He was very, very strict. I was afraid of him. I was afraid of my dad and afraid of him. He couldn't teach nowadays like he used to teach me, because he would be probably in jail. But I'm glad he did it, because for the time being, that's what I needed it. And I would never have had the career I had in mixed martial art without this, because I would never have got out of my comfort zone. It would have been impossible. And in order to improve in life, you need to get out of your comfort zone. It's hard. It's very hard to do.
And strive to be the person that you can love. That's beautifully put, George.